When I was starting off in real estate, the concept of having your own offer to purchase was like top of mind. With the teachers that were there, but I also realized that a lot of the teachers were related to attorneys. So I want to teach you how to be self-sufficient, but also being efficient in your self-sufficient. So for that reason, you'd go to an attorney and they would charge you 1,000 Rand for an offer to purchase, and it's a template. And with that, I paid my 1,000 Rand back in the day. It was a lot of money. Now, fast forward to now, how many times have I used that offer to purchase? Maybe twice. How many properties have I bought? More than twice. I have more than 2 properties. Whose offer to purchase have I used mostly? So I don't want to talk about the offer to purchase. I want to talk about the art of buying a property with no friction. The art of buying a property with no friction.
If we are meeting for the first time, my name is TJ, your host, and I'm a former banker and founder here at the TJ Tribe. And I do business with a focus in student accommodation, flips, which is buy and sell, and coaching, with the hope that all of us, as young, upcoming modern parents, we can be able to have passive income from real estate. Welcome to the channel.
Now, when you are being presented a property with an estate agent, what they know is what they have been taught, which is you now need to present an offer to purchase, and that offer to purchase is a Remax, Rawson, whatever. The moment you are going to bring in your offer to purchase, you are introducing friction. Okay? I asked Edward earlier on whether he was married or not. I'm just going to be a little bit vulnerable with you, bro. In your singleness, and might be a bit of a TMI, but I'm just trying to teach you in the simplest way that I can. When you are trying to date someone, you want to reduce any form of friction for them to say yes. When you are buying property, the first person that you need to wow is the estate agent. If the estate agent is in support of you, they can go and support and fight for you on the other side. Now, there's an offer to purchase that I am putting now from 3 weeks ago with 2 estate agents that have immense love for me. And it's a small, it's a nice building for 12 million Rand that we are trying to put it together. But because of my conditions that I'm putting in, the first offer to purchase went in. Those 2 agents, they said together, they said, no, they're not going to take it to the seller. Friction number 1. So I'm waiting on the other side, hoping that this deal is going to go through. Nope, it didn't. They came back to me and then they said, for us to have the conversation with the seller, he is not going to be happy with 90 days. They know something that I don't know. So my conditions that I've put in, they're already seeing them as a hindrance. And I said to them, guys, there's no way I'm going to get commercial funding in 30 days. They said, but yeah, the seller is wanting to sell quickly. So let's put in 30 days, remove your 90 days, and then thereafter, past 90 days, we'll make a plan. Now, these guys, they are now on my side. So I was like, okay, sure, no problem. Can I do that? Let me do that now on my offer to purchase. No. We need to use our offer to purchases and their attorneys because ours is shorter. This agent, this seller understands it because we've done so many deals with him, and ours is clean. Now, you do not want to introduce friction. What I'm going to suggest you do in the next couple of months, years, an offer to purchase, the difference is just the color and the long handwritings and typings that they do. But basically, all offer to purchases cover maybe about 6 things. They cover the purchaser and the buyer, so who. They cover the what is the property itself that is being sold. They cover the how you're buying it. So are you buying it cash or are you buying it with a bond? It also covers after that the conditions of the property, who's going to transfer it, and what's the recourse if it is less than 250, and who are the signatories. And now there's a special thing that they put in, which is the inspection, which is number 8. So, but it will come written in different types and forms and shapes, sometimes, very, very short. But those are the basic things that you need to look out for to make sure that it's covered. So reduce friction, understand the offer to purchase. They are all the same anyways, right? That's my suggestion, number 1. Not to say that you don't need your own offer to purchase. You need to be reducing friction as and when you are buying, right? So that's the first thing. So should you be going with what the agent is saying all the time? No, that's not what I'm saying. I am saying that strike a balance between the two. Now I am going to put in some hard conditions, so let me not worry about whose template is going to be, right? So that's number 1. Number 2 is the contractor. When you are starting off, you will need to find favors, call on uncles, aunts, and so on. But don't be shy in spending some money with professionals, but also try to strike a deal with professionals. So a deal that you can strike with somebody, I understand you're in Port Elizabeth, so it's not a big city, so you don't have lots of property professionals. They're there, but they're not so many of them. It's not like in Gauteng where we've got house inspectors, there's like 15 companies. Maybe there's only 1 in PE, right? So find out who they are. If you can't find any of those official home inspectors, like we have in some areas, then look for a builder. Befriend a builder. Tell a builder that, my friend, I am a property investor. I'm always buying properties. And if you come with me to go and vet my properties, when I buy it, you are going to do the renovations. And stick to your word as well when that happens. Then also, what I like to do with some of my the builders is, what is their biggest hindrance of saying yes to that? It's never time, because they are wanting business and not everybody's got business. It's always the transport to get there. So instead of you just saying, come with me so that the property, you can meet me at the property so that the property you can vet. This time round, you say, let's go and view the property. I will come pick you up. Now, because you're coming to see them, you're coming to pick them up, you have removed the hindrance of transport and the cost of transport, but they will come with you in your car and you can drive around. And maybe if you don't have a car, send them an Uber, send them taxi money. Either way, you're going to pay for these services. So what's the cost-effective way of doing it? So again, you're removing friction in the relationship, and be a nice human being when interacting with these people also. I said to someone at one point, I had an estate agent at one point. We were going home after a day of viewing some properties. And he says to me, he wanted to go past a shop at Spa. And I had picked him up. And we go through to the Spa. And that day, I was picking up a few things from my place. And I saw this guy buying a one tissue roll. Like, not like the pack of 4. No, a one tissue roll, right? When I saw that, I picked up in my bag a packet of, I think there's a packet of 4 or 6. I took the smallest one and I put it in my own trolley. And then when he was jumping out of the car, I gave it to him. That changed our relationship. So find opportunities in terms of how you can wow the professional that you are looking for, that you may not have money today to pay for. So how can you do it?
Hey, my friends, I apologize that I had to break this conversation, hot conversation that we're talking about. But I thought, let me come through and let's talk about student accommodation. If you're in the student accommodation space and you are investing in that or thinking of investing that, and you are thinking, how am I going to manage this? Is it possible actually to just do it and I can just see my portfolio grow? My good friends, I want to bring you a company that is called My Student House. My Student House has been around for a while. They are currently managing over 2,000 beds across the country, particularly in the areas of Bloemfontein, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, Potchefstroom, and also in Gauteng. So if you're in the student accommodation space, or you're thinking of going into student accommodation space, and you're not so sure who's going to be able to manage you, the company My Student House, they will be able to manage this for you, and you can then be able to invest without any hassles of managing. So they will do the placement for you. In some cases, they can even do the project for you. Maybe there's a bit of renovation that is needed on the property, and above that, they will manage the whole property and report to you frequently so that you know what is happening on your property. So how do you get a hold of them? This is the email address that you can drop into, and we will be in touch here at the TJ Tribe and helping you on your journey of student accommodation with My Student House.
So that's about contractors. In contractors, I've just covered all sorts of contractors there. The next one is, at what point do you put in your offer to purchase? Is it before or after inspection? That's an interesting question. I really like it. It depends. For me, I always want to do my inspections after I've put in an offer. Why? Number one, I am going to vet my property. I'm going to view and vet it by myself. The property is worth 750,000, and I'll go and vet it. And then I'm going to say to them, I'm going to complain a lot. The roof is like this. The kitchen. Oh, I'll complain. But I'm interested in the property. I think I'll give you guys 500. Right? The estate agent, if he bites, and then he says, yeah, let's put it on the contract, no problem. Then I'll put it on contract. And then I'll also make it a conditional that my professional property inspector is going to come. And then when he comes, normally in Johannesburg, that report costs me. So it's not just an inspection report. she also gives me a 10-year plan, a 5-year or 10-year plan, maintenance plan on the same property if I choose to use the lady. There's 2 people that I use for that. And if I do that, I then take the same report and then I'll take it to my builder and say, this is the things that are seen to be wrong on this particular property. I remember giving an offer to purchase of 500, right? If the things are going to cost me 200,000, I am going to further negotiate with facts.
Okay.
Right. So I'm using my 15,000 Rand report to further negotiate another 100. So let's assume that the report, whatever that's been written in the report, it's worth 200,000. I will start negotiating at 200. I'm like, my contractor says it's 200. So I'm going to remove 200 from my 500 because we already agreed on the 500. No, because now we're going to end up at 300. Actually, so what's the middle ground? I always use that word. So what is the middle ground? How can we meet each other halfway? Okay, maybe 400. Because in their heads, they're already seeing 500. That's the psychology of negotiating. Right. And this is the reason why I asked you, are you married earlier on?
Yeah.
When you see someone that you like and you're like, let's go home, you're not seeing yourself for the visual of the men. You're not seeing yourself getting home and washing dishes, and no, you're not. Visually, that's where you are. Now, anything that is going to be discussed or requested within this process, it's a no-brainer. You're going to do it. That's the psychology of the one who is selling. So you need to put yourselves in the frame of where the individual is when they are selling. There's a guy who wrote the book, The Art of Negotiation, I think it is. He's an ex-FBI guy, and he did about 45 years of negotiating. When I was looking for his book there, I think it's in my study.
Okay.
So negotiating comes in many forms, but it's a psychology thing where we need to take someone somewhere, and because they are there now, and anything that you do in between, it doesn't really matter because you have taken them to the place what they are looking for. So that's what I want to leave you with there. So there is no right or wrong, but that's just the way I like to do it because I can be able to bank a little bit more out of the property. Does it work? Not all the times. Has it worked before? Oh, yes, it has a few times. Yeah. So thanks for your question. That was a very good question. Thanks, Edward.